Oops. Hi everyone, this is Lauren coming from the Break Zone with another episode of the Final Fantasy the Trading Card Game News. World Championship finished over the weekend. It was pretty darn amazing. If you didn't get the chance to do it, to check it out, I will go ahead and put a link to the VOD over at Twitch from the Square Enix channel so that you may be able to watch it all over again. There was a lot of fun. I don't want to spoil it for you too much. I won't go into all the details. Some players, some people online at least, have been mentioning that the game between Matthew Kimoto and Shota over from Japan was quite amazing. A lot of back and forth. People were on the edge of their seats as they were hoping for maybe a good top deck, and things unfolded the way they went, and you'll get to see it if you do watch it. Otherwise, there was a bit of drama here and there, but nothing too big. I mean, in the end, anybody that might have been taken the wrong way went ahead and apologized over on Facebook to anybody they might have offended, actually. And what else? Well, congratulations to the winner. You know, in the end, Alex Mystical Hancock's the X-Death Wizard ended up winning. So in case you want to know a little bit more about how it all came about for him to get all the way to that win, I'll go ahead and post a link to his Patreon where he wrote a really in-depth article. He is a great writer. Also, if you don't know him, he does have a podcast. I'll go over that in just a little bit. Some more news that came from the World Championship. Winter Cup Wales will also be having the Last Well promo as swag that will be given out at that event for just being there. And there was some art. Okay, this was the bracket as it came about for the top 8 of day 2. And the only representative from the US, unfortunately, was Hunter Nance. And he is an amazing player, by the way, if you never watched him. And unfortunately for him, he lost to the eventual champion. So, you know, he did a hell of a job. Congratulations, Hunter. As well as Alex. And some more art came about also. They were having some reveals over during the event, and in February we'll be having a full art promo for Yuna, so I look forward to that. I haven't used this card as much lately, but the art is quite beautiful. Okay, some more art. This one is original art that will be used for Opus 8, so that's the next expansion coming out. As we're currently in Opus 7. So here's March. Here is Waltrill. Not familiar with Crystal Chronicles that much, but he looks kind of like a black mage. All right, there's Alba with you know, a little bit of a. Let me see if I can do it. Little pose, you know. That's people are having a pretty good time with that. And oh yeah, this art looks amazing. It looks like if Muhammad became a Gundam, but you know, they call it art, so that's fine. Final Fantasy 9. So this art looks really good. I really like the brush strokes, and it makes it look like kind of like a Japanese painting. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, so that was it for that slide. Go ahead and check out the Patreon for Alex Mystical Hancock's. And since he won the World Championship, he will get to pick a card. There are supposed to be certain restrictions regarding which card he can pick as the promo for June 2019. So people are expecting him to pick X-Death because, well, he's known as an X-Death wizard as he piloted that deck to a lot of success during the 2017 season. And let's see if that comes true. And there's a little bit more news that came about. We'll be having a fan festa for Final Fantasy trading card game, one in Europe and one in the US in 2019. So we're looking forward to that fan festival. If you're not too sure about that, and a little bit more news too is that the 2019 World Championship will be held in the US. Some people are speculating that it will be held near the United States headquarters over in Los Angeles, where we normally have our nationals, or what was it called? Yeah, US National North America Championship on the annual basis so far. We've had 2 so far. One last year, one this year, like just about a month ago. And yeah, so next year we do expect to see it happen over there. Also, if you want to know, to catch up a little bit on the news and to see what other players that have other content creators think about World Championships. So the Chocobros over here did a little video about it, the one after Worlds. And there's a lot of podcasts actually if you're looking into that. Crystal Tower being one that I highly recommend. Also hosted by Alex Mr. Cool Hancocks, and that's one of my favorite podcasts. The other ones are also quite good, but this one is pretty interesting, the way that they carry themselves and that they have a lot of guests from throughout the world, and they bring up really good topics. Let's see, some other ones that I recommend would be well, the RVA Returners. Love those guys. Just a whole lot of fun and a lot of information in there too. I think there's a few more. The FXBG Turks, really fun guys. A little bit of a troll though. They have a very good connection with Matthew Komodo, and I believe he did a podcast with them just over the weekend after the World Championship. And I think there was one more I was trying to showcase real quick. Let's see. Yeah, Komodo, the Komodo face. And where are they? Wow. Okay. Live from Midgar, also from Seattle. So if you want to check them out, go ahead and do so. Let's see, what else do I have lined up? Okay, so upcoming events. Over in the San Francisco Bay Area, over in California, we have whoops. Huh. I thought that was already over. Let's see. Did they have other events coming up for that? There we go. Oh, I gotta... Whoops, you didn't see that. I'm gonna go ahead and push that out to... That should be after that, right? Okay, sorry about that, guys. I got a little mixed up. So, December 1st, so in just 2 days, over in California at Tier 1 Games, Matthew Komodo will be hosting, hopefully will actually be there as well, back from his World Championship tour. Over at Tier 1 Games in Temecula, California. They will be having an event. Looks like it might be one of the... Is it the first one of the season? Can't say for sure. But go ahead and check them out if you're in Southern California. And also, there's going to be a Final Fantasy title tournament over in Phoenixville. So go ahead and check them out at Gamer 7. December 1st, also Double Deck the Halls tournament. So most likely, yeah, there you go, a two deck tournament over at Galactic Quest over in Buford, Georgia. And then on December 8th, so that will be next weekend, the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Fan Festa. So people are really hyped about it. They are going to have some really cool swag. So that Last Wall promo is going to be part of it. Let's see. Well, I think I should have showcased it anyways. So let's see. Did I leave that on there? Nope. And did I show it here? Yeah, that's a little bit. So sorry for that. Hopefully I'm not like, there you go. That's going to be the promo that they'll be giving out also at the Brave Exvius event, as well as, let me see. Whoops. Discussion. I think I showcased it last time too. Come on. Shouldn't be too hard to find it. There we go. And as well as this box, that's going to be the swag that you will have for being there. A couple of Facebook group members have mentioned that if you are thinking about going and you have friends, I believe people are offering to pay for your ticket if you're trustworthy and if you're part of the community, to just go ahead and attend the event and send them those goodies. All right, next up on the December 8th, we also have the second event for the Zodiac Braves over at Anime Imports in Pacifica, Northern California. And over at Collector's Cash at Lenexa, Kansas, we've got a Warrior of Light Title Series tournament. And we're going to move on to December 16th afterwards, where over at Miniature Exchange and Grand Prairie, Texas, they'll be having an event. And after that, over in January, we'll be having the reunion event over at, I forgot what it's called, that place, but at Lake Mary, Florida. Go ahead and contact James Lockwood over from the Final Fantasy, hold on, let me think. Final Fantasy FFTCG US group, and you'll be able to get all the info you need to get there. Otherwise, go ahead and pause the video and just zoom in and whatnot, check out the address, and go ahead and check them out. And last but not least, they will be having a Final Fantasy TCG Winter Cup Wales 2019 tournament on, well, actually, shoot, I should have put that before then, huh? Anyway, Saturday, December 15th, over at 9 a.m. Out of 164 tickets, there are 24 tickets left, and you will be getting that Laswell promo from it. So hopefully you like, you're up to date now with everything. Otherwise, go ahead and check out all these other content creators regarding the worlds and what happened over there. I'll also put a link to the top 8 decks. So it's a 3-deck format from Worlds, so that's 24 decks, which I also went over during some of them during FFTCG News, a special cast that I did over, I think it was between day 1 and 2 of the World Championship. So hopefully you'll be able to be all caught up on some of that. There are some decks that I'm waiting to see, though. Some of those decks that showcased during the event, especially during stream when he was playing against Matthew Komodo, looked actually like quite a bit of fun. And I'm waiting for the Final Fantasy trading card game Europe Square Enix Europe headquarters to go ahead and release the other deck lists from the participants that were number 9 through was it 33? I think it was 33 participants. So I want to see all the other decks as well. Some of them were very spicy. I like that Mono Wind and Cecil and Vada. That deck just looked like quite a bit of fun. So I look forward to seeing that. Hopefully you enjoyed this cast, this little bit of news. And otherwise, I'd like to go ahead and remind you that I'd like to thank, well, if you have any comments or questions or suggestions, go ahead and put them down below on our YouTube comments. And if you do subscribe, you will be entered into all our future giveaways from 800. When we reach 800, 900, and 1,000 subscribers, we'll be doing a random drawing, and one of our subscribers will get to pick between some of the items given by our sponsor, MagicTechGames.com, that sells Final Fantasy trading card game singles as well as Magic, and we'll be selling Pokemon as well. So we've got a Horizon Canopy from Iconic Masters worth about like 50, 60 bucks. Got Mox Amber worth maybe like 10, 15 bucks. Cactuar sleeves, a 60 pack. It's just really cute. So I think people really like that. We also have a Lightning plushie and a Shiva deck box from the Toronto Crystal Cup that's signed by Toru Kageyama, producer of the game. So hopefully you like all that. We are looking at suggestions regarding what else we'll be giving away. There's a chance we give away something for Artifact as well. We did a little bit of coverage for that, as it is also, I guess you could say, a digital trading card game that people are interested in, that might be interested in. But that game it's a different ball game, and in the end, it's hard to say. I guess some people might like it more than a Final Fantasy trading card game. I personally like Final Fantasy trading card game quite a bit, and I wouldn't really compare the two in that way. I mean, it's just, do you have enough time to play two hobbies? And given the time restriction, I'll definitely give it to the community of Final Fantasy trading card game, because I'm a part of it and I really love everybody around. So it would be very difficult for me to make a transition where I would step away from that to do anything artifact related instead. That's more of like a side thing for now, at least. And if you were wondering about Artifact and anything like that, go ahead and check out some of the videos we've made about it. I went over the playthrough, the tutorial playthrough. I tried Phantom Draft, which was a bit of a nightmare because things did not go that well. Yeah, let's put that away. Things did not go that well, as the servers were not handling things very well on day one. At least a couple glitches came up. And I also went over some of the pre-constructed decks that they are introducing into the game at that point, so that people can get a feel of what the game is like. But that game has a very high barrier of entry in terms of knowledge, skill, and if you want to play constructed in that game, money as well. And the skill ceiling is quite high. And I do believe that, at least in my opinion, Final Fantasy trading card game is easy to start with, to learn how to play, but like it's very difficult to master. And I do like those things quite a bit because to get a feel of the game, it won't take you the same amount of time as it would for, let's say, Artifact, to get a feel for like, well, do I like this? Do I not like it? How much effort would you like to put in order to be competitive or a pro player in that game versus Final Fantasy trading card game? I mean, you could definitely hit the ground running with it. Like once you learn the basics, you can really just explore. But for Artifact, I did feel like stepping into it. I like the lore, I like the graphics, I like the animation, the sound, and all that stuff. But unfortunately, like the amount of time I'm gonna have to put in is similar to a MOBA, where unless I know all the moving pieces, I will get sideswiped like left and right. While in Final Fantasy, a trading card game, like yes, if you don't know all the cards in the game that your opponent might have, it might surprise you. But the surprise factor that can come turn after turn in Artifact seems to be quite a bit higher than it is in Final Fantasy trading card game. So sorry to kind of, I guess you could say, go off topic for a bit. But anyways, hopefully you like what we do. You subscribe, and otherwise we'll catch you hopefully next week. And I hope to do another deck tech about going over that mono win deck that showed up highlighted. That thing was just amazing, was very interesting, and I want to go over it as soon as it's released in the wild. So hopefully we'll see that next week. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time.